guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is a crazy video that I can't believe it's already been 4 weeks since I had my surgery. So I didn't do a update for 3 weeks, but if you guys haven't checked out my other videos and this is the first video you guys are stumbling upon, I do have a 1 week update and a 2 week update. But for the 3 weeks, I didn't really feel like I had a lot to say about my 3 weeks. It was very similar to my 2 weeks with maybe just a few milestones in there. So I figured I would just skip the 3rd week and just kind of do a 3 and 4 week update. Just kind of go over anything new, anything that I mentioned in the other videos that I'm updating you on, seeing how I'm doing now and all that stuff. So if you're interested in hearing about how I'm doing 4 weeks post-op from a tummy tuck, muscle repair, a breast lift, and lipo to just like my abdomen and sides area, just go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so the couple of things that I did mention in my other video for my 2 week update was that I was starting to wear fajas like 24/7 and just take it off to shower. So the 3rd week, and it was definitely like the week that I was just like struggling the most with the compression garments, because I did mention in my week 2 update that I was still feeling sensitive and stuff because my numbing was starting to go away. So if you don't know, once you have your surgery and stuff, your stomach is pretty numb and your boobs are pretty numb for the first like week, 2 weeks or so after surgery. So I was able to, you know, not really feel anything as far as like my skin goes, but since this last week, at about 3 weeks, I started to get more feeling back. I pretty much have all my feeling back above my belly button, and then certain areas under my belly button around my incision area. Same goes for my boobs. Like I've always had, I know this is a common question too, if you lose feeling in your nipples, and I did not. Like the next day after my surgery, my doctor checked that and I had full feeling. So even they're probably just like a little more sensitive. I don't know if that's due to, you know, the surgery or whatever, but I did not lose feeling in them. I'll touch on the breast lift just because that was the least of my worries throughout this whole recovery process. So the only thing that's been going on with that is that my numbing has been going away, and I do still have spots that I'm numb, but they are a lot softer. I did mention that they felt like pretty hard and firm when the first couple of weeks, and now they've started to, you know, kind of relax and just look more natural, which I love. And my scars, because I got an anchor incision, so they go like this, like from the bottom of your nipple, they go down like this. So like essentially they like take off this whole like middle piece, and then they go under the breast this way. So this incision under the breast is like literally totally healed. It's not even scabbed anymore. And then the one going down, that one was a lot thicker, so my scab is a lot thicker. It did come off of one already, but there was like some fluid still kind of coming out, so I don't know if it just wasn't ready to come off, but I've just been covering it with gauze. Something that I didn't pick up, that if my husband wasn't a nurse and just like already had this on hand, is gauze. I didn't buy gauze, and I didn't hear anyone talking about buying gauze. I don't know if like you're supposed to ask your doctor for it or what, but I used a lot of gauze for myself. So if you're getting a surgery, I would definitely suggest getting gauze and like tape, for like medical tape, so that you can use it if you have any areas that you want to cover, if it's still kind of like open, or if it's still like sensitive and you don't want your clothes rubbing, like stuff like that. So yeah, definitely suggest that, because I didn't buy that, but good thing we had it anyways. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my breast lift. It was super easy. Like even my incisions like around my nipples, because they do like cut your nipples off, and like they don't completely detach them from your body, but the incision around them is pretty much non-existent. Like you can't even see it. So that's pretty cool. Probably at like week 2 I noticed that. So yeah, and anything else about the breast lift? I mean, the only thing is like sometimes I feel like some, you know, tenderness or like some like cramps maybe like here and there, like little pains, but they're very short-lived. So yeah, super happy with the breast lift. So the compression thing was a little hard because I felt like I wasn't getting enough compression because I couldn't compress as tight because I started to feel more bruising and stuff. So I would say at about like 3.5 weeks or so, I felt a lot better. I didn't feel sore, tender, anything like that. I want to say like right at 3 weeks post-op, I felt like I could, you know, do an actual compression garment, you know, like not just one to like hold my abs in, but like one to really like suck me in. So I ended up buying one like this. Let me show you guys. That has, well, you can't see, but this has 4 rows of the little clasps. So I started, like when I first got it, I started on the first one, but now I'm on the 3rd one. And I just take the straps off because they're removable, and then I just like kind of cut like the excess, and it works fine for me. Also, if you have like thicker thighs, what I found was that when I would buy the ones with the shorts attached, I figured those would be the most comfortable, you know, and all that, but they roll up on me even though they have like the rubber inside, and they just roll up just because my thighs are just too big. We're just gonna, that's the problem, okay? But they are the best where like I feel like they have the most clasps and the best like compression. So I bought like, I don't even know, like 6 or 7 like compression garments. But anyways, so I just literally cut off the lace part that goes around your leg, and that fixes the problem. So I'm just modifying my fajas. And then I do wear the compression garments that are tighter because I do have an extra large and a large. I think I even have a 2XL that I got because I felt like the other ones I couldn't totally close them up. At the time, I didn't realize that it was because I was so sensitive and my skin like felt so sensitive. So the first like week or so, just get one that's like 2 sizes up, but just get one and use that one like during the day, and use it with lipofoam or with the ab boards, you know, whatever, to make it as tight as you can, because the lipofoam does add a little more compression, but it's comfortable because the foam, it's foamy. It's not as hard as the material that the compression garments are made from. So that's what I found when I was having that issue where I felt like I wasn't getting enough compression, but I needed it, and I was just more like, I was very sensitive. So I ended up doing that, and that worked for me. And then once I felt like I could just wear the compression garment by itself, that's when I bought a large, like your size, like whatever size you are. If you're like a large or a medium, like just get that size. But my doctor gave me one when I went to my follow-up appointment. I went at my I want to say 3 weeks. I went last week, and he basically just checked my wound. So I did talk about how in my 2-week update, my right side of my incision on my tummy tuck was taking longer to heal. It was fine. It wasn't infected or anything. It just wasn't closing up like everything else. And we've just been treating it, covering it, and it's been looking better and better every day. It's still not all the way closed up, but it is better. I do send my doctor a picture every few days. I did go to see him about a week ago, and that's when he saw it in person. And that's like honestly the only reason I went, because I didn't really feel, and I was gonna get a faja because he had told me that. So yeah, we just went and he checked that out. He said everything looked fine, just to keep doing what we were doing. And then he gave me a faja. So he put the large one on me, and it was fine. It was tight, you know, it was closed up, but I felt like, that's when I felt like, okay, I can go a little tighter. So I asked him, I was like, you know, can we try the medium? He's like, yeah. So we tried it on, and like I put it on, and I felt like sucked in, but I was still comfortable. I wasn't like, you know, like where I couldn't breathe. But the thing that with his is that it doesn't have a lot of clasps. So when I wear it, it's only on the one clasp and then with the zip. So that one's not my tightest one. This one is like the tightest one that I have right now. So I kind of just go back and forth. I'll like wash this one and then I'll use the other one, you know, kind of thing. So this one that I am wearing with all the clasps, it is a large, just because I just didn't want to get anything too small. So probably in like another month or so, I will see where I'm at with this one. If I'm like at the last one, which I probably will be, maybe I'll buy a medium. At night, I will wear more like Spanx with my lipo foam. It's just a little more comfortable. And then obviously obviously while you sleep, you are like bloating kind of thing, so I feel not really worried about wearing anything like super duper compressed at night. So yeah, I am a little more lenient. I'll use like my 2XL one that I have, and then I'll put lipofoams in and then call it a day. So, you know, as far as that goes, also you have to remember that like you need to use the restroom, so you don't want anything that doesn't have an opening on the down there area. So yeah, there's a lot to consider. So don't feel like it's just one and done and it doesn't work for you, and just keep trying. You will find something that makes you comfortable, but for sure compress and make sure you get when you get to a point where your skin isn't as bruised and sensitive, to use one that actually like compresses you really well, but it is not, you know, obviously cutting off your circulation. There's that happy medium right there. So I'm not really taking ibuprofen anymore. There are some times where if throughout the day I had a lot of energy, and then by the end of the day I'm like kind of sore and just kind of like tired, and then I'll take some before bed. But I'm not on a schedule anymore. I haven't been taking them regularly since last week or so. So at about 3.5 weeks, I haven't been regular in taking any sort of pain reliever. I have been sneezing quite a bit, like pretty much every day I'll sneeze a couple times, and it's not like I've even done it when I haven't had the compression garment on, and it hasn't been that bad. Like I didn't feel like the first couple of times when I sneezed when I was like 1-2 weeks, like I think I was like 2 weeks, and I remember I sneezed and I'm like, oh my god, like you just feel like your abs are gonna fall out. But yeah, now at like 4 weeks I'm okay. It's still a little scary, but it's not painful, just kind of uncomfortable. And then now I can pretty much sit in any position for pretty much any amount of time. What I notice though is that at the end of the day, like I am like sore and stuff, and I'm realizing everything you do involves your abs, you know. So if I was like sitting back like this, you know, the first like 2.5 weeks or so, maybe until 3 weeks, and that's because, you know, you are trying to not have your abs work at all. You want them to just, you know, heal. But since they are feeling fine and feeling good, you stop thinking about them as much, and you use them more because they're not as sore and as sensitive. So you start doing things that, you know, before you had to second think about and like help yourself do, if that makes sense. So like the first couple of weeks, it's like sitting on the toilet, like getting up, you know, like doing like just those specific things. You're more careful, but then those become second nature. And even though your abs are feeling better, you know, they're still not 100%. So by the end of the day, I'm like, oh man, I'm like kind of sore, like my sides are sore, whatever. And you know, I've been taking it easy, so now it's like I'm picking up the pace, and my body's like, oh, like starting to wake up muscles that I haven't used as much in the past few weeks. Definitely feeling more sore at the end of the day. Find myself, you know, like I said, not really thinking about certain things. Like the other day, I like jogged a little from the car to the door, to the front door, and I was like, whoa, I feel fine, but haven't done that in a while. Like I didn't even think like, oh, I shouldn't do that, you know, because at first when you're walking, you're being careful, you're turning, you're this and that, but like the more time goes on, you feel better, and you find yourself like, oh, like I was okay, like I did that, like I'm going up and down the stairs perfectly fine, like normal pace. I'm not like super cautious anymore. The only thing that I feel that I'm doing a little more cautiously is like if I'm laying in bed, like totally laying like flat in bed, to get up, I still like turn to my side and kind of like get up, you know, and like I use my arms. Even then, it doesn't like hurt, it's not painful. I'm just trying to be careful, you know. Also, getting in my car, I have a Dodge Durango, so it's a little bit higher, like it's not like a truck or anything, but it's just a little bit higher. So when I get in the car, like, you know, you put one foot in and then you put your body in, and then you lift the other leg to go in. Like I remember I got to be like, oh, like to lift it in, but like now you know, it's still a little sensitive when I lift it in, but I do realize that like every time I go, I'm like a little more comfortable with it. So, you know, just little things like that, you're gonna find yourself like, oh wow, like I'm feeling so much better, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But then at the end of the day, it's gonna knock you out and you're gonna sleep like a baby, or you're gonna like crash on the couch. Yeah, and I'm not like sleeping as much anymore. The third week, the only thing that was like different was that I was very fatigued. Like I would want to take a nap in the middle of the day. I was like really sleepy and tired. So yeah, that's the only kind of like new symptom I had. That was the only kind of symptom that I felt. And then obviously I was probably like, I don't think I wasn't napping like week 2, but you know, I just had a lot more downtime. So hello, cutie pie. No, don't touch, don't touch. Don't touch. Hi! Did you have fun at the park? Don't touch it. Oh, I'm sorry. No, you can't touch it. It's mommy's. Dada. The C. The yeah. The hello. The hello. Say bye-bye. Tira beso, tira beso. Oh.
¿Cómo le hace el león?
Oh.
¿Cómo le hace el león?
¿Cómo hace el león? ¿Cómo? A ver, aquí dile. ¿Cómo hace el león? Recio, así. Tú.
¿Cómo le hace el perrito?
¿Cómo hace el perro? ¿Oh, ya? ¿Qué pasó, pues? ¿Viste un niño? ¿Sí? ¿Viste un niño en el parque? ¿Qué te dijo? ¿Sí? ¿Te habló? Dijo, hi, Mavis. Okay, so everyone's contained. Sorry, it's a little darker. The sun's going down. So, okay, anything else? My doctor said I'm still supposed to wear the front closing bras, no wire, and to not like go braless. I was like thinking, I asked him at my appointment if I could go braless like to sleep, and he said no. So, to just wear my front closed bra still. Till at least 6 weeks. So that's when I have my next appointment is at my 6 weeks. And so I can pretty much sit in like any position now too, you know, so I don't always have to be like sitting back. It is a little more comfortable just because of the faja to be like sitting back, but I also like to like stand and stuff too. The bending now is a little more comfortable. Like before it would like kind of hurt to like bend down, and now I'm just trying to be careful and not bend down too much. The weight thing, I did say in my 2 weeks that I had lost 6 pounds since day of surgery. So at this point, I've lost 11 pounds. So day of surgery, I was 160, and now I've been weighing 149. So crazy. If you guys have been following me for a while, you guys know like I don't just drop weight like nothing. I have been actually struggling, even though I was like exercising and eating right, I was still struggling to lose weight at one point before I had Mavis, after I had my 2 girls. So it's just been an up and down situation, but I have still been losing weight. I'm down 11 pounds now, and that's actually been pretty steady. I haven't been like losing too much. Obviously, I'm not exercising right now, and I'm not like, you know, eating super clean or anything, which I should be, but I'm just gonna be honest. You know, we haven't, especially like the 3rd week, like after I was 3 weeks and Rams went back to work. It was really hard. I wasn't on top of the groceries like I usually am. So it was we were kind of eating out like pretty much every day. So that sucked. But in my defense also, I didn't have much of an appetite. So like I pretty much wouldn't eat like all day. Just, you know, here like a snack here or something, like an apple or like something the kids ate, I would just kind of like pick at their food or whatever. But I wouldn't really eat until like Rams would come home, and I'm like, oh yeah, like I haven't eaten all day, and then we would like get food and like eat out, whatever. So I was pretty much just eating like 1 meal a day. So I think that's not very healthy either. So yeah, that's what my issue is now, that I'm just trying to get back on like drinking my water. I haven't been doing like a lot of water either, you know, my normal water. So I'm still working on that. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like watching my video to see what else I said so that I can touch on that, but I said 8 pounds. So yeah, now at 4 weeks, I'm at 11 pounds, and I'm like steady on the 11 pounds or so. Okay, swelling is the only thing that I'm honestly complaining about, and then also my little part of my incision. It's like this big of an area that is still kind of a little open, and we're still treating it. Also, on my breast, like one side, like I said, started kind of, when the scab came off, the fluid started coming out a little bit, so we've been covering that. And then one part of my incision on the very bottom of this breast started like kind of bleeding a little bit. It was like red blood, so that wasn't concerning. It was mostly like of the scab that came off that before it was ready, so I've been covering that. So like, it's just like little things that come up that, you know, you just need to like deal with. But it's been fine. All that's been fine. And it's just the swelling is very annoying. My waist and my like upper stomach area is like fine. Like I hardly really have much swelling. Even the sides of my boobs here, because he did do lipo from here, from like your side boob area down to like my hip. So he did all this area. So here I did have some fluid, and it, like when you feel it, it feels like firmer. So you do feel that. So I've been using bio oil and massaging. So like I said, since like 3 weeks or so, once I started feeling better to like massage my stomach, I started using bio oil. And at first, when it was still a little sensitive, I was just lightly massage, like lightly, whatever you can bear, just do that. And I was just, and like just think of your areas where you have lymph nodes and your fluid drains to. So like for here, I would go backwards, like towards my underarm area. And then for your stomach area, you just want to go down, like either down your waist like this, down the middle, down the sides of your abs, and then also like down like this. Like my incision is like this, and then it goes like down. So like I would just go above my incision, just kind of go like this, massage down, because you have like your lymph node area, it's like right in your groin, so you want to push the fluid down. So I've just been doing that pretty much every night when I like get undressed and I have like my hour of just like my shower and just freedom of nothing on my body. Like literally I just walk around naked because I'm just like so like tired of wearing the garment and the bra and everything all day long. So yeah, I like cherish that hour. But I'll just like watch TV, and I'll just like massage, or I'm just gonna take the kids a bath, you know, whatever, get them ready for bed. And I just use that time. I don't take like too much time, you know, 15 minutes by the time I'm done. Like I'm moisturized. Also, dry skin, you do feel like itchy and kind of dry. I know some people get like itchy, like chronic itchiness like after the surgery. I didn't get that. I know that my itchiness is more from my skin just not getting moisture, always having compression on it all the time, and I can't like keep moisture on my skin right now because it gets sucked into like the garments and stuff. So yeah, I've been trying to use the bio oil and use lotion and kind of like use that, obviously not on my incision areas and stuff, just on my skin. I have been peeling and stuff, having like some peeling going on, because, and I already have dry skin as it is. Just try not to scratch and just try to like pat your areas and just use oil and lotion. I'm still kind of sleeping with like a pillow under my legs just to like make sure I'm not like stretching too much. Also, as far as the constipation goes, some people get really bad constipation, and like I know it sucks to hear, but it's because of the medication, the anesthesia, the shock, everything that goes on with your body. So the sooner you can get off of the Percocets, of the Oxys, whatever they give you for pain, the better off you're going to be as far as your bowels go, because yeah, you don't want to be dealing with that. Like, I know it hurts, I know it's painful, I know it's scary to like think about how you're gonna feel off of them, because that's how I felt at first. But Ramses just started cutting my Percocets in half, and that would give me, you know, a little bit, but like it would kind of give me, I'm like, okay, I still need to take them, whatever. So by day 4, by I had my surgery on a Monday, and by Thursday I was off of them, or by Friday I was off of them. Thursday I took them half doses, and then by Friday I was not taking anything. And the big thing, I got rid of hella clothes. I got rid of 1.5 bags, almost 2 bags if you count my bras, and I threw away like all my underwear literally, because you know, it just honestly felt so good. Even my sports bras, my old sports bras, they were like stretched out, and some of them were ripped a little bit on the side. Like, I put a lot of work into those bras. Like, they worked for me super hard these past few years. Also, I had 4 bras that I've had for all 3 of my pregnancies. Woo! Yeah, 4 bras. Woo! They were all nursing bras, and they were like my most comfortable bras. They had no wire or anything, but they were like my go-to bras. I bought them all at Target. But those have been troopers. I've had those for what? Jet's gonna be 7 in July. So like I've had them for like 6 years. So I did that, and honestly, and I even got rid of all my underwear because I have not bought literally underwear in years. I don't even remember the last time I bought underwear that wasn't like postpartum underwear. Okay, that was like hot underwear or like cute underwear. Okay, you know, when you're in like a place in your life where you don't feel comfortable with yourself, with your body, and then you decide to change it, and then now I'm on the other side of it, it feels so crazy to be able to just be like, I haven't bought underwear in like years. Like that just shows you how like I didn't feel like comfortable with myself to even buy myself like new hot underwear, if you guys know what I'm trying to say. Like, does that make sense? It just never like fit right, looked right. I just could never, I just gave up on it basically. So I'm hoping that, you know, now it's gonna be a little different. Now I'm gonna feel a little more confident, you know. But all right guys, I think that's it. The next video I'm going to post is a FAQ video. I posted on my Instagram a like Q&A box. So if you have any questions, you can also leave them here. I can also include your guys' questions from this video, but I do get a lot of questions on my Instagram because I do kind of go on there and update periodically. So I do answer a lot of DMs and talk to you guys on Instagram. So if you guys don't follow me there, do that. It's Lily Vargas. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy these updates, and if you're getting surgery, good luck to you. And I know it's super scary, but it's gonna be super worth it. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.